Okay, guys. Harrison Spader, Personal Space Invader by Christian Jones and pictures by Cale Atkinson. Harrison Spader, Personal Space Invader. Harrison Spader loved life and wanted to share his love with everyone. Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
However, Harrison's overly joyful ways were causing problems. When Harrison was little, it wasn't that bad, but the problem grew every year. Thank you. He sat a little too close, shook hands a little too long, high-fived a little too hard, his hand, ouch, and hugged a little too hard. And Harrison loved to talk to his friends up close. Harrison Spader was a personal space invader. There was that Rounders game where Harrison was supposed to be trying to catch the ball. And the other time when he went swimming with his friends. And who could forget the bus journey or the story time at the library? Harrison is too close. His family was used to snuggling in close. They were just that kind of family. But after calls from teachers and parents, Harrison's dad thought perhaps he should have a chat with Harrison. All the people calling. Do they look happy or upset?
Upset. How long are we going to be here?
We're going to be here for the whole speech session.
So is it going to be to a snack time or is it going to be...
Up until snack time. Let's read the story. Harrison, I hear you're having trouble staying in your own space, his dad said. Not really. I don't need much space, Harrison replied. But other people sometimes do need their space, his dad explained. When I was your age, my mom taught me something called the space saver, his dad said. It's really simple. So he's going to teach him the space saver. Arms out front, then out really wide. Now place your arms by your sides. Out front, to the side, down. If you can do the space saver without touching anyone, you've left the right amount of space, his dad told him. Harrison and his dad practiced the space saver over and over. By the end of the night, the entire family was doing it. The next day, Harrison used the space saver every chance he got. He loved it. Harrison even used it when he didn't need to, which he thought was extra clever. What's he doing there?
He's only in the store photo.
Yeah, he's using the space saver when he's supposed to be doing what?
Picture.
Right? So should he be sitting with his class or should he be sitting way over here?
Sitting with his class.
Right. So he's a little too far away here. His friends and teacher weren't as impressed. Harrison could not understand why. Harrison's dad gave him a few more tips about personal space. I know you like the space saver, but sometimes it might be too crowded for it. Then just put your arms down, be still, stay in your own space, his dad said. Got it, Harrison replied. And Harrison really did get it this time. On the bus journey to school, the next day, Harrison wanted to squash into a seat with two of his friends, but Harrison found himself a seat with space instead, and that was just the beginning. At his next Rounders game, Harrison really did pay attention to the game. When he went swimming with his friends, he took his own float. And during story time, he actually sat on his own mat and didn't move it closer to anyone.
Is that the 300 pig story? That is the...
This is Harrison's story. Let's finish this story. He didn't move it closer to anyone. This took extra restraint for Harrison, but he did it. Harrison didn't get it right all the time. Leaving personal space can be tricky, especially when you love life as much as Harrison does. And of course, everybody needs a hug sometimes. Now Harrison got it right most of the time, and that was a relief for everyone. The end. You have a thought?
Yeah.
What's your thought?
My thought. So you remember the story you used to not have personal space, right?
Correct.
Because he thinks it's all completely move up together of his parents.
You want to see the backside? what we're gonna do together is let's put the story in order. We'll talk about what happened first,
What happened last?
then what happened,
What happened
first, next, then,
last?
and last. Okay. Let's see. Harrison learned about the space saber.
That's first.
That's first?
No, that's second.
Okay, let's see. Harrison used the space saber.
That is third.
Harrison knew how much space to leave for others.
That is first.
No, that's
No,
last.
last. Last, I mean, sorry.
Harrison was a space invader.
That's first.
Okay, what do you think? Harrison was a space invader. Is that first, next, then, or last? First. So we all agree that one's first? Okay.
Yeah.
So what comes next? So we have first, Harrison was a
Oh.
space invader.
Oh, he used it to what? Space saber?
He didn't learn about the space saber yet.
No, he's doing it.
But how can he do it if he hasn't learned about it yet?
That is true.
So first, he's a space invader. Then,
It's a space
what
saber.
happens next? Is
He learns the
Space saber.
he learns? So where should this one go? He learns the space saber. Where does this one go?
Yes.
Right here.
What do you think?
right here.
Okay.
This goes right
So
here.
now he was a space invader. Next,
Space saber.
he learned the space saber. Then what happened?
And he used it too much.
He used it too much. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's the next part? Okay. What's the last part?
He knows the right person of space.
That is last.
Okay. So can you tell me first, next, then, and last?
He was a
It's his turn. You can have a turn next.
space invader. Space saber. Using the space saber too much. And then the last one, he wanted to not use the space saber, not always.
Not always. So he uses it when he's supposed to.
Yes.
Very good. Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
That's our order?
Yeah.
Okay. You can have a turn. Tell me the order.
Mm.
First, he was person was Space Invader, and what was this called? The Space Saber.
Mm-hmm.
Then he loses it, the Space Saber too much, and then he knows the right person.
The right personal space. He leaves enough space for others. Okay. Let's ask some more questions about the story. What does Harrison do that causes a problem at the beginning of the book? What does he do that causes a problem at the beginning?
He doesn't.
We can use our first clue. What was his problem at the beginning?
He did not use his space.
What's he doing there?
He's hugging.
Is that the right amount of pressure for a hug, or is it too much?
Too much.
Too much. So he was a space invader. Your turn. How do Harrison's friends feel about his problem at the beginning of the book?
Mad.
Mad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And why does Harrison's dad decide to talk to him about the problem?
Because multiple couples, multiple parents from the kids. Yeah,
Why do you think the parents called?
because of the space invader thing.
The space invader thing? How did the people feel about his space invading?
It did feel good.
They didn't like it. Back to you. What does Harrison's dad teach Harrison to help him understand giving others space? What does he teach him?
Dad teach him about the space saver.
About the space saver. Thank you. And now, what is the space saver? Okay, that's how you do it. What does it do?
Oh, see if you have the right amount of space.
And when does he use it inappropriately? Over here. It's your turn.
Yes,
When does Harrison use the space saver inappropriately?
but he has to.
He has to use it inappropriately?
Yeah, or else, that stuff will happen.
Remember, the space saver is when he gives himself lots of space. He uses it in the book when he's not supposed to.
Yes,
When does that happen? Do you remember?
it happens. Third.
No.
Actually, yeah, it does happen third.
But I
You
don't
did
know.
remember in the sequence. But in the story, do you remember
I know what it is.
It happened.
Wait a second, let him try.
It happened third again.
It did happen third. Okay, so what about,
I know it.
well, let's see if he knows it. When he's at school, take a look at the pictures. Should he be closer to people? Like right here. They're trying to take a picture and he's really far away from everyone.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Is that an appropriate time to use the space saver? Right, that's an inappropriate time to use it. How do Harrison's friends feel about the space saver? How do they feel about it?
Too much.
Do they think it's too much? What do their faces look like? How do they feel?
Mad.
Mad. Okay, so what is Harrison's new problem?
The Space Invader.
The Space Invader?
Oh no, the Space.
He's giving you a hint.
The Space Saver?
Yes, and does he use it too much or just the right amount?
Too much.
Yeah. And what does Harrison's dad say about the new problem?
No problems is using it not the right time and also using it too much.
Okay, very good. Now we're going to talk about multiple meaning words. This word came up a lot in the book, right? It means more than one thing. There's more than one definition for this word.
Really?
Can you give me one definition for the word space?
Personal space.
Personal space?
And space, like a solar system.
Or like the galaxy.
Well, that's kind of the same. Solar system or the galaxy. Can you give me one more?
That is the same thing. It's just the solar system is in the
The
galaxy.
solar system is like outer space,
Yeah.
right?
See, you go through the old solar
Wait,
system.
thought bubble for outer space. I know.
I hate this.
I know. We will talk about it after though, okay? We will talk about outer space.
We did it. It is out there.
You're correct. But right now we're trying to figure out the last meaning for this word.
Space?
So we said personal space, outer space.
Solar system.
I am going to space?
Oh, that's the same thing. What about if I separate these things? So they're together and now there's a
A wall?
A wall.
hole, or a gap.
A gap.
That could be another word for space. So here you go. Got a gap. There's a space there in between those two things, right? You said personal space, a gap.
Why is it a spaceship? Why is it just?
To represent outer space.
Right. Actually, not only the solar system. Actually, outside of the system, there's actually multiple planets.
Oh,
Yeah, like Mars.
well now we'll do,
Mars is in our solar system.
Blue Diamond Wednesday.
okay, now we're gonna do some synonyms. We're gonna start with you first. We talked about the word invader a lot. What does it mean to be an invader?
Like invaded